This podcast is brought to you by HealthRangerStore.com. Lab-tested clean foods and supplements for immune function, long-term storage, and survival applications. Every purchase helps fund this free speech video platform. Thank you for your support. With the food shortages getting worse all the time and product shortages in America, I've set up a new website that has all the listings of only in-stock products that are available right now from the Health Ranger store. And it's a dynamic site that uses our inventory logic to automatically update and show you what's in stock. It's called prepwithmike.com, prepwithmike.com. And it goes to, it forwards to a special section of the Health Ranger store that has this logic built in. And on that page, you'll see a selection of products that I personally recommend for preparedness. Everything from Ranger buckets, when we have them in stock, of course, to iodine, different storable food, mini buckets, different options like that, freeze-dried fruits and vegetables, and so on. And this is really by popular demand. A lot of people have been very frustrated lately with the fact that we're out of stock with everything, it seems. I know it's bad. This is part of the COVID-19 lockdown ramification scenario here. We're having trouble getting food. We're having trouble with labor. It's hard for us to produce like we used to. I think we're doing a very good job considering the limited resources, but the increases in demand from customers have caused, well, really most of our products to be out of stock on most days. So it becomes rather arduous to try to hunt through the Health Ranger store and try to figure out, what's in stock. You see the product you want, but you click on it and then it's out of stock. That's kind of frustrating. I get it. I've had the same experience. I've been buying things for other people, by the way, family members and friends and so on, and try to buy products from my own store and have them shipped. And it's like everything's out of stock. And so that's why we built this page, prepwithmike.com. Takes you to products that are just in stock. And I would remind you, by the way, that you can be alerted too if there's a specific product that you want, such as Ranger buckets, which is the certified organic storable food, lab tested, not the garbage crap ingredients that are sold by other companies, but real organic, lab tested, wholesome food that will actually help you survive with no garbage ingredients whatsoever, none. Those buckets are almost always out of stock, but what you can do is you can go to that page for the Ranger buckets and you can enter your email address to be alerted when it's back in stock. And then, of course, once it's back in stock, when we add that inventory to our back-end system, then our shopping cart system will automatically email you and say, hey, this is back in stock. You were waiting for this. And you can go here and purchase it. It's a common function with a lot of shopping carts these days. But that's probably the easiest way to make sure that you are able to buy things. And right now, when it comes to our Ranger buckets, the storable food buckets, we're typically producing 500 at a time, but sometimes we'll run into shortages of certain ingredients. And we'll only be able to have, let's say, 150 live at any one time. And this just happened yesterday. We put 150 Ranger buckets into inventory on the shopping cart. And I watched the numbers fall to zero in, I think it was about 3 hours. So we were selling like 50 of those sets per hour. And this was late at night. I think it was from like 9 p.m. to midnight central or something like that when I was watching it. And they were gone before the morning, So depending on how quickly or how frequently you check your email, you may miss the alert. Or by the time you act on the alert, it might be the next morning and everything's gone. So it's a very good idea to check your email frequently if you're on that system, and also frequently check prepwithmike.com to see what's in stock. Customers have asked us, by the way, why don't we have a limit, like, limit 1 per customer? And we've thought about that policy a lot, and we don't like it. We don't like the policy because, first of all, one customer can come in and just place multiple orders or set up multiple different accounts. If they want to buy 10 units, then they can just have 10 different accounts buy 10 units. And then all that does is create extra work for us to have to ship 10 separate orders to the same address, which costs more shipping money, by the way, than if you were to ship them all together. There's actual, efficiencies of scale if you have orders shipped together to the same address. So it pushes more costs onto us, which eventually translates into more cost to you. But also just the whole idea of a free market system. Who are we to decide that you can only buy one unit? Maybe you have a large family and you need more than one unit. It's not our job. It's not even our moral right, I think, to police people's purchasing behavior, except to say that it's all going to be available to everybody at the same time. So it's a fair and free system. Anybody they can sign up to be alerted when the Ranger buckets are available, and you'll be alerted. You'll have the opportunity to purchase them just like everybody else. As long as we're not favoring anybody, we're not restricting anybody from buying anything. We're just saying it's first come, first serve. I think that's the most honest and transparent system. And it doesn't put us in the position of having to police people and restrict people who might need more supplies, which I think is a bad precedent. It just, it smacks of a nanny state type of policy, like something that Democrats would want to do, to say, oh, you have to wear a mask, you have to take this vaccine, you're not allowed to take hydroxychloroquine, all these kinds of things. I don't like these policies. I'm more pro-freedom, If you want to buy 10 sets of buckets, and we have 10 sets, then go for it. Buy all 10. They're available to everybody. Everybody's got the same shot at them. And even after they're sold out, we're going to keep making more as long as we can. In fact, we have a customer who, for the last couple of years, I think, has been purchasing these food buckets in enormous quantities. I mean, so much that it got my attention. It was like, who is this person? Why are they purchasing, 50 or 60 sets of buckets at a time every month or two, something like that. And I'm not going to, of course, expose any details of who that customer is, because that's obviously a privacy issue, and we don't violate the privacy of our customers. But I will tell you that there are people who represent obviously more than just one person in one household who are buying large quantities of these storable food items. And some of them are not even in the USA, by the way. Some of them are overseas in countries that might surprise you. And they're buying our food from the US because they know that we do the lab testing. We check for glyphosate and E. coli and salmonella poisoning and heavy metals and microbiology, yeast and mold and so on, that we are actually doing the test. We have a full-fledged laboratory, and we reject most of the raw materials that we test, so that we can ensure food cleanliness and food safety, which really stands in great contrast to the survival foods industry or storable foods industry, which is mostly selling toxic crap, junk chemical ingredients to people, worse than prison food. I don't even think you could call it survival food. It's really more like death food, It's so bad. And we just refuse to be in that industry. We refuse to sell toxic chemicals to people and pretend that it's food. It's just not ethical. So people buy from us because they know what we stand for. They know that we hold the line on ethics for clean food, for honest food, nutritious food. We don't compromise. And that has a lot of value to a lot of people. And that's why we're sold out all the time, frankly, because we've earned this position of being somebody that really cares about clean food and nutrition. So I thank you for your support. I really do. You're keeping us going, and we'll keep producing for you to help you get prepared. So check it all out at prepwithmike.com. I'm Mike Adams, the founder of the Health Ranger store, and also Brighteon.com. Thank you for listening. A global reset is coming, and that's why I've recorded a new 9-hour audiobook. It's called The Global Reset Survival Guide. You can download it for free by subscribing to the NaturalNews.com email newsletter, which is also free. I'll describe how the monetary system fails. I also cover emergency medicine and first aid and what to buy to help you avoid infections. So download this guide. It's free. It's my gift to you simply because I want like-minded people to survive.